Hello, before we get started, let us first introduce ourselves. I'm Claire Gilroy-Scott.
And I'm Katie Dias. We are both solicitors in the employment team at the city law firm Goodman Derrick. We ran a survey last summer to find out how businesses were actually using social media. Unsurprisingly, we found that 96% of businesses had a presence on at least one social media site, with Twitter, LinkedIn and Facebook being the most popular forums. Social media has really become embedded in the workplace, but are employers' practices and policies keeping up? To help you understand and address the employment law risks associated with social media use, we have created a series of podcasts to help employers.
This is part 2, giving an overview of the laws surrounding dismissal for social media misuse. You may also want to check out part 3 for a walk through some actual case law examples.
Social media is a great business tool, providing it is used in the right way. It is encouraging that our survey revealed that 72% of respondees had not suffered any damage as a result of social media use. However, of the 28% that had suffered damage, the main reason was that it caused embarrassment.
Social media blunders are happening regularly and even involve very senior individuals. This is a recent example where the Chief Constable of the Northern Ireland Police Service took to Twitter in response to a post that had been made about how the police were under a lot of pressure as a result of what they had to see and do as part of their job. The response from the boss was basically dry your eyes or move on. It was probably impulsive and he may have had a bad day, but it was certainly stunning misjudgment, as the chairman of the Police Federation said.
Looking at our survey findings, where social media content has been used in disciplinary or dismissal proceedings, the reasons were quite wide-ranging. As you will see from the slide, the main reason, by quite some way, related to bad-mouthing the business or its clients.
Looking at the first case example, you can see on the slide the very choice language used by Mr. Ward about a work area manager he had actually never met, made in one of his Facebook postings. I think we would all agree that this comment is misconduct, but can you dismiss the employee for this posting?
Now, we've chosen to start with this case because the judge made a comment in the judgment, which I think some employers have a tendency to forget at the time of discovering a misconduct in the heat of the moment.
We've put the quote from the employment judge on the slide. If a case goes to tribunal, it is not the claimant who is on trial, it is the respondent and the reasonableness of their decision making. So what factors should an employer take into account when making a decision?
At this point, we do have to go back to the basic law on unfair dismissal. It's the law, it can be very dry, but we'll try to keep things to the main principles.
The main test is, broadly speaking, set out on the slide for you. Has the employer acted reasonably in treating the reason for the dismissal as sufficient in the circumstances?
The test was helpfully clarified by the tribunal in the BHS case referred to on the slide. So there needs to be a genuine belief in the misconduct, reasonable grounds for that belief, and a reasonable investigation in the circumstances.
Finally, we have what is known as the band of reasonable responses test. Did the decision to dismiss fall within the band of reasonable responses open to the employer? So, where one employer may dismiss, another may decide not to. Depending on the circumstances, both may be a reasonable response. Turning back to the Ward case, as it happens, not only was the posting considered highly offensive by the tribunal, they noted that he didn't remove the post for a couple of weeks, and he offered to give an apology, but never actually did so. His dismissal was fair in the circumstances.
We have set out on the slide a summary of factors that the tribunals are looking at in considering whether an employer has been reasonable in dismissing.
Have they carried out reasonable investigation and inquiries?
How offensive or serious were the comments?
How many posts were there, and how many could and did view them?
Was there a breach of any policy or guidance or even a contractual term?
Is there any evidence of reputational damage caused?
Was there damage to the employment relationship?
What was the employee's employment record like?
Did the employee apologise?
Was there damage to client relations?
And are there any other mitigating circumstances?
Finally, you may be interested in part 3, where we will go through some other case examples to see how tribunals are approaching the social media dismissals.
Thank you for watching, but just before you go, no social media session would be complete without us sharing our social media presence with you. Please do follow us on Twitter at EmpLawHeroes and connect with us on LinkedIn. Please also get in touch should you need any employment law assistance. We would be very happy to help.
And do check out our other podcasts for more information about social media in the workplace. Bye for now.